Good evening. This is Switch TV News at 7. I am Lincoln Ombogwa. Our sign language interpreter is Teresia Washira, and these are the top stories.
We believe that it is possible to transition from poverty to prosperity if you've got right policies. And he was also an enemy of corruption. We talk very passionately against corruption. He says there is very many ways of making wealth without having to steal.
A blemishless Kirubi. Family, political and business leaders mourn the late business mogul ahead of his final send-off tomorrow. Heavy traffic across Nairobi County as NMS test run causes a nightmare to motorists. And 75% of Kenyans are exposed to counterfeit products, reveals the Kenya Anti-Counterfeit Agency. Many thanks for tuning in. Our 30 minutes of the broadcast begins now. The idea of extending next year's general elections has left questions and sparked fury, bringing more heat to the BBI discussion. Lawyer and political analyst Nordin Kagai says an attempt to postpone general elections is a trap on the wrong side of the law. Hadia Mosiwa has the full report.
If anything happened, they didn't give us a ruling, we'll still move to Supreme Court. If we can't get it, then we will have to start it afresh, and we will also extend the time. We will appeal through our parliamentarians to extend the election.
This statement by COTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli has sparked reactions across the country, leaving many questioning the possibility of postponing a general election. Efforts by BBI sympathizers to resuscitate the BBI reggae has led to a desperate series of constitutional claims that has made those against it terming it a constitutional violation. But when does the possibility of postponing an election become valid constitutionally? Article 58 of the Constitution states, and I quote, "A state of emergency may be declared only under Article 132 and only when the state is threatened by war, invasion, general insurrection, disorder, natural disaster, or other public emergencies. And the declaration is necessary to meet the circumstances for which the emergency is declared." End of quote. The contested BBI document has been termed unconstitutional, but as battles have been taken to court, its supporters have vowed to keep the fight alive. Criticism has been cast on the document, and Kagai says the discussion is politically aligned.
So for them, they'll use the COVID-19 as a means to talk about state of emergency. Now, what do they need, for example? They need to go to parliament. Now, going to parliament, a house that is actually captured by the executive, members who are there, who belong to certain political parties, headed by certain figures, who will always panel beat them to a certain position to actually follow what they want. So if they go to the parliament, for example, and use COVID-19 saying that we are at war, they will get what they want. That's a sad reality. Because it's expressly stated in the Constitution, it has to be the second Tuesday of August. So that Tuesday is the general election date. Until it's changed the Constitution, it remains the same. So if they go to court, they know what meets them. The terms null and void to them, and now they're bread and butter. They wake up to that because everything they do is unconstitutional. So that's why we are saying we're waiting to see what they do, because if they try and outmaneuver the Constitution as they're trying to do, they will be met by the law, because the law is clear.
It is now a wait-and-see situation in what most see as medium for political superiority that may or may not postpone next year's general election. Hadia Mosiwa for Switch TV.
Thank you, Hadia Mosiwa. United Green Movement Party has appealed to the IEBC to reconsider the recommendation requiring elected leaders to have a degree in order to vie for any elective position. Speaking during a press conference on Friday in Machakos County, the party led by Agostino Neto say that Kenya has great leaders who bear great vision for the country and education should not be a priority. The party, while advocating for regional equality, dismissed murmurs that President Uhuru Kenyatta should endorse someone for the presidency come 2022.
There is a group of Kenyans who think that they can postpone or push the next date of the election. You know, that is how to live in utopia. it is good to know that all of us are created equal and we have certain inalienable rights, and part of those rights include civic and political rights, which make us express ourselves as the people of Kenya. And that the next election of Kenya should and must happen on the 9th of August, 2022.
We would like to say it's important for all leaders to have some level of education. However, we would like to propose a review of the law, that the level of education required for elective posts be a post-secondary school qualification, which could be a certificate course or a diploma, and not mandatory bachelor's degree.
President Uhuru Kenyatta has today joined other heads of state and government at the Antalya Diplomacy Forum in Turkey. The president, who is on a two-day official visit of the Republic of Turkey at the invitation of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, arrived in the Turkish resort of Antalya on Thursday evening. ADF has brought together diplomatic actors from across the world, among them political leaders, diplomats, opinion shapers and academics, to discuss and fashion solutions to identified global challenges as well as identify opportunities for international collaboration. According to the Kenya Anti-Counterfeit Agency, 75% of Kenyans are exposed to counterfeit products. In line with these, the LG company has embarked on a last-mile campaign that is in tandem with that to eradicate the vice through a multi-agency approach that has seen many such goods impounded. Available data shows consumer electronics are among the most pirated goods globally.
Today's event is, to declare LG Electronics. We are going extra mile for our customer convenience and better life.
When it comes to after-sale service, we always have room for improvement. And today, what we declare today is called Last Mile Campaign, which represents that once customer buy the product, from buying till starting to use and then even further using, we show that commitment. So when a customer come buy, he gets free delivery, free installation, and after that he gets 2 years warranty, overall warranty, then 10 years warranty on certain spare parts. In case if there is any fault, immediately after purchasing, we give 7 days dead on arrival replacement pledge. So customer can choose to replace, and we choose and we replace.
Elsewhere, medics in the Lake region are overstretched as more cases in the Western and Nyanza region are being reported. This comes as the world records global COVID-19 death toll exceeding 4 million, Harriet Chimere reports.
As curfew takes effect from today, Nyanza and Western regions are experiencing a surge in the number of cases, with healthcare workers and facilities completely overstretched. With 796 new cases reported today, counties with the highest cases include Nairobi with 172 cases, Siaya 138 cases, and Kisumu with 92 cases. Meanwhile, 328 patients have recovered and 3 patients have succumbed to the virus. As at now, 1,174,071 people have been vaccinated, and out of those, only 180,401 have received the second dose. And as many countries struggle to procure enough vaccines to inoculate their populations, globally, COVID-19 death toll has exceeded 4 million, with 2 million of them recorded in just 166 days. Reporting for Switch TV, my name is Harriet Chimere.
With Harriet Chimere's story, we now take a short commercial break. Stay tuned, we'll be back with more. Welcome back and thank you for keeping it Switch TV. Family and friends from across the divide joined hands in the requiem mass of the late business mogul Dr. John Chris Kirubi. Kirubi has been eulogized as a father, mentor, a giver, humble, and most of all, a God-fearing man. The mass was held in Faith Evangelistic Ministry Church in Karen. Our reporter Caroline Sumer with more details.
For a man who manned several companies and a huge family in equal measure, without none missing his presence and attention, finally, the curtains have fallen on him. Friends, family, and leaders from the political class gathered earlier today to pay tribute to the 80-year-old chairman, Dr. Chris Kirubi, at the Faith Evangelistic Ministry Church in Karen. Group Commercial Director Farida Idris from Capital FM Limited said he was quick at spotting opportunities, adding that they will miss his morning DJ sessions. Most of DJ Chris' family members termed him as an awesome father, uncle, and grandfather whom they will live to remember.
He was a mentor, a boss, even a partner. Maybe your relationship goes a bit deeper, like a friend, a cousin, an uncle, a brother, or a father.
Dad loved a good argument, especially with me.
Eliud Njoroge, Kirubi's personal lawyer, said the business mogul was an ideal client who knew what he wanted in life and went for it.
He was an ideal client. When I sat with him to analyze the risks and benefits of a proposed deal or a contract he was about to enter into, he would quickly and easily identify and focus on important details of the subject matter.
Chris Kirubi succumbed to cancer on 14th June 2021 after a long battle bravely borne. After all has been said and done, Dr. Chairman Chris Kirubi is expected to be laid to rest tomorrow in his hometown, Thika. Caroline Suma, Switch TV.
Thank you, Caroline Sumer. President Uhuru Kenyatta has today eulogized the late Chris Kirubi, remembering the business mogul as the most accessible corporate leader and one who contributed more in the growth of the country's economy. Among other leaders who were present include Sports CS Amina Mohammed, Deputy President's wife Rachel Ruto, ODM leader Raila Odinga, among others. Daniel Karaoke reports.
Friends, family and leaders from the political class gathered earlier today to pay tribute to the 80-year-old business mogul Chris Kirubi at the Faith Evangelistic Ministry Church in Karen.
And we had a dinner here in the church to raise funds for that prayer meeting in Uhuru Park. And I remember when I stood to speak, the late Chris Kirubi asked me how much money we needed for the event in Uhuru Park. And when I gave him the figure, he said that he was going to pay the entire amount and that now dinner should be served.
We are all privileged that Dr. Christopher John Kirubi lived amongst us. We thank God for the time we shared with him.
Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga revealed that it was the late businessman Chris Kirubi who convinced him into making a political deal with retired President Mwai Kibaki following the disputed 2007 presidential election.
Chris came and passionately pleaded with me to agree at least to have a dialogue with Kibaki at that time.
It was to tell me, you have to act in a manner that saves our country. This, as you remember, was following the post-election violence of 2007.
Chris Kirubi was extremely candid.
Flamboyant businessman Polycarp Igathe was the then Deputy Governor of Nairobi County in 2017 under former Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko, narrated how the late Chris Kirubi orchestrated the short-lived political marriage.
Record of his outspoken, fearless character during his term as the chairman of Kenya Association of Manufacturers.
Kirubi's burial is set for Saturday at his farm in Thika, a ceremony which will begin at 11 a.m. Daniel Karaoke for Switch TV News.
Thank you, Daniel Karaoke. And May Chris Kirubi so rest in eternal peace. Meanwhile, the city of Nairobi has experienced heavy traffic jam today as a result of the ongoing Green Park Terminus test run. The test run that started at 5 a.m. in the morning and set to run up to 9 p.m. tonight requires public service vehicles plying Mombasa Road, Ngong Road and Haile Selassie to stop and drop passengers at the terminus, leading to heavy traffic jam around the city and even major highways like Thika Road. Our reporter Brian Mwende has traversed the city today and shades the picture.
This is 1:30 p.m. We want to navigate from the University of Nairobi Graduation Square to the Green Park Terminus at Uhuru Park through State House Road. What separates the two locations is 2.5 kilometers. On a normal day, this will take you about 14 minutes. However, today, things are different. It takes us 2 hours to reach our final destination. The city's traffic is at its peak, but not yet at the peak hours. The confusion here. This traffic has eventually had a ripple effect even on major highways like Thika Road.
Kwa siku tunaenda kama trip 6 7. But saa hii venye tuko hivi saa hii ni kitu kama saa 9. Tuko kwa trip ya 3 saa hii.
However, it is not all doom for the matatu sector. Boda operators have pitched their tent outside the Green Park Terminus, benefiting from the confusion and the tired legs of Nairobians.
Hapa na nesi nikulipisha 300.
300. Normally inapaswa kuwa ngapi?
Hapo hivyo normally. Normally inafaa kuwa 150.
It is a pinch of the new dawn for the city.
Thank you, Brian Mwende. A section of Kenyans are of the opinion that ODM leader Raila Odinga does not need support from Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka if he is going to run for the presidency come 2022. In our weekly edition of Bunge la Mwananchi with Majibu Kitsao, some also expressed concerns over the whole issue of political alliances ahead of the general elections. Take a look.
Wakenya wengi wanasafa. Tunajua pesa ni mingi Kenya, lakini iko kwa mifuko ya wachache.
Uchumi wa nchi unazorota. Nchi ni yetu sote.
A warm welcome to Bunge la Mwananchi. My name is Majibu Kitsao, and today I will definitely be getting answers from the Bunge la Mwananchi members themselves on matters, political alliances ahead of the 2022 general elections, and especially the NASA coalition. Do we still have NASA? The other day we saw ODM leader Raila Odinga saying that he has no problem working with Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka. Musyoka also coming out saying that it is very unlikely that he will support the ODM leader in the 2022 general elections if at all he is going to run for presidency. It is a conversation that we'll definitely be having here at the Bunge la Mwananchi. Join me.
First and foremost, forever and ever, kinyonga ni kinyonga hizi badilika. So what I want to tell my party leader, His Excellency, the next president of Republic of Kenya, Raila Odinga, Kalonzo hapaswi kukutisha. Ukambani tuko na Kivudha Kibwana, tuko na Charity Ngiru, tuko na Mutua. Kalonzo atakuwa kazi gani?
Siasa ya 2022 si mchezo. Maana ukiangalia uwezo wa Raila wa 2017, si ati zile kura alikuwa nazo milioni 6 ndio atakuwa nayo. Hiyo ni uongo mtupu. Maana uwezo wake umeanza kupungua, uwezo wake unaenda kama umri wake. Mimi nakwambia 2022 akijaribu kucheza ile dance huwa anacheza akipiga akichuchuma hata waya amuka.
Ngilu mwenyewe aliwaambia ukiwa kwa matanga ya Kalembe Ndile kwamba wasipoungana, ile miungano yake ya kawaida ya kila siku, wasipoungana, kuna kijana mmoja mwepesi, mizigo yake si mingi, anaitwa Dr. PhD WSR, mkuki wa Koitalel, marashi ya Talai, asali ya Wakenya, William Samoei Ruto. Atawapiku wote, ataingia pale, kwa sababu mara ile nyingine baba alituambia ameona mamba. Na ule mtu ni mtakatifu. Ule mtu hata Mburukenge humo. Tukasema ameona mamba. Mara hii atatuambia ameona fisi. Najua lazima baba aje na muungano.
Endapo atakuja na muungano, atakuja na kina nani? Kwa sababu tunaona kwamba Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka kidogo anaonekana kujiondoa pale. Atakuja na kina nani?
Usitarajie kipya. Usitarajie kipya. Haezi kuwa na kipya. Nyani ni wale wale, miti ni ile ile.
The only thing that can be done right now by Raila Amolo Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka, One Kenya Alliance in general, is to minimize the margin of defeat from around 5 million to around 4 million. That is the biggest thing they can do. Yes. That is what they can do. Because listen, whatever we are looking at Kenya, we are not going to any election. And I've said this previously. We are not going to a general election. We are going to a revolutionary election in 2022. We are going to vote in a new Kenya. And the new Kenya, I say, one of the biggest problems of our country are coalitions. Coalitions reward the coalition partners. They never reward the wananchi. William Samoei Ruto is rewarding the hustlers.
Mimi ni msimamizi wa timu ya NASA katika Mount Kenya ambao tuko na wafuasi wengi sana na tuko nyuma ya
msimamizi wa kikosi kizima cha NASA pale Mount Kenya. Yes, ndio wewe sasa.
Yes. Mimi nataka kusema namna hii, mtu anaitwa Kalonzo Musyoka na Musalia Mudavadi, wao wote they can go nowhere without Raila Odinga.
Raila was going to be given what we call political retirement benefits. For this matter, Mr. Speaker, I want to say this. In view of the prevailing political circumstances, Raila followed Kalonzo at the burial of the late Kalembe. Then he used Ngilo, so that Ngilo can wing Kalonzo to work with Raila. This time I go tribal. We have instructed His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, under no circumstance should he support Raila. But if Raila wants to become the running mate of Kalonzo, that one we are going to allow, because Raila has attained what we must call, and this is taken to the Mbanga. Most of you are not aware, Uhuru is retiring with Raila, because the two, they announced while at Kisumu, and that's why Uhuru said he will support one of the NASA principles, and it is none other than His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka.
Safari ya Kana ilikuwa muda mrefu, na kila mtu alikutana na kila kitu kwa barabara. Na hiyo mambo yote sisi wenye tuliachwa, sisi tunaamini ya kwamba Raila aliitwa na Mungu kwenda kuchukua 10 commandments. Sasa sisi mahali penye Raila alituacha hatujahama.
Upande wangu baba hajawahi hata raundi, baba ako sawa kabisa. Kwa nini? He cannot miss. Baba ako na ile weapon, ile inaitwa bazooka. So he cannot afford to miss. Ako na magazine mzima, si bullet moja.
Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga, the fulcrum of Kenya politics, the fountain of wisdom, the oracle, the enigma, the engineer of devolution, the professor of politics, Baba. Ndiye wa Kenya wanataka akuwe rais 2022.
That's all we had for you from the Bunge la Mwananchi for today. Like I always put it in Swahili, majibu sina mengi ya kujibu, because members from the Bunge la Mwananchi have said it all. Many thanks to all those who made this conversation a success, all those who contributed. My camera person Francis Karaoke. Till next time, God bless.
Mamangana kabimote meleli matona Paulo.
Wakenya wengi wanasafa.
Tunajua pesa ni mingi Kenya, lakini iko kwa mifuko ya wachache.
Uchumi wa nchi unazorota.
Nchi ni yetu sote.
Many thanks for staying with us. My name is Cedric Oronje. It's time for sports. Now, two-time New York Marathon champion Geoffrey Kamworor will lead the Kenyan men's long-distance track team at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games next month. After winning the men's 10,000 meters at Kasarani today, Kamworor clocked 27:01:06, 27 seconds under qualifying standard. Also qualifying for the Tokyo 2020 on the second day of the trials was men's 20-kilometer race walker Samuel Gadhimba. Rio Olympic silver medalist Ivan Kiyanga beat world champion Beatrice Chepkoech to win the women's 3,000 meters steeplechase.
150 meters to go now.
Aye.
That is Geoffrey Kamworor, closing followed by Rogers Komoy. Remember the qualifying time is 27:28. Geoffrey Kamworor, let's clap for him. Geoffrey Kamworor, Kemoy wins from Trans Nzoia. And the slopes of Mount Elgon. Geoffrey Kamoror leading now. Geoffrey Kamoror. Rogers Quintas. Around the scene of the next run now. 150 meters to go now. That is Geoffrey Kamoror. Closing followed by Rogers Kemoy. And remember the qualifying time is 27:28. Geoffrey Kamoror.
The University of Nairobi today held its third edition of the UON Sports Day, aimed at bringing the University of Nairobi community together and socialize through medium of sports, inculcate a culture of competitiveness among university staff and students. The sporting event comes a day after Ferdinand Omanyala, who schools at the institution booked a slot for this year's Summer Olympic Games, clocking Africa's best time of 10.02 seconds in Kasarani yesterday. The students and staff members participated in different disciplines, including football, netball, basketball, hockey, tug of war, among other indoor sporting activities.
So today is the main objective of these games, which is a great focus of the university management, is to bring students and the staff of University of Nairobi as a community together, so they can interact and socialize through the medium of sports. Ferdinand Omanyala from the College of Biomedical and Physical Sciences is a BSc student, to be specific, and a third year for that matter. He yesterday broke the national record, which was 10.2, which is a very great feat, because it has never been done in the country since history of Kenya in athletics.
Big number of youth in this university, very talented youth, both academically and also in extracurricular activities. So this is one of the programs that we have to build the talent, to harness the talent that our youth have.
It was a great experience for me to interact with the others. The game was challenging because they were faster than us, but we did our best.
It has been amazing. It was scary at first because of the pandemic. It's been a while since we practiced, but we warmed up in the first quarter.
We thank the university for organizing such an event. And the event is all about socializing, getting to know each other, and bringing about togetherness in the campus.
Now over to the Copa America, where Neymar moved to within 9 goals of Pele's all-time scoring record as Brazil eased 4-0 past Peru to bag their second win at the Copa America. The hosts led early on when Alexandro fired in from 6 yards. After the break,